Right now, Robert Rosenberg joins me. He's the artistic director of Out in the Tropics, which is South Florida's first gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgendered contemporary performing arts festival. And Robert, thanks for coming on South Florida Arts Beat.
Thank you for having me.
So glad that you took the time and were able to join us. We want to hear all about this wonderful festival that you've got planned. And tell our listeners a little bit about what is Out in the Tropics.
Okay. Well, it runs from July 7th through July 11th, primarily at the Colony Theater, but at other venues as well. And it's a chance to showcase international performing arts that focus on issues of gender, sexuality, of course, gay experience, in interesting artistic, social, cultural kinds of ways that hopefully appeal to a broad community of people who attend contemporary performing arts, not just the gay community, but of course the gay community as well. We're bringing in a very diverse selection of 3 artists, one from New York, one from San Francisco, and a company directly from Havana, Cuba, which of course is relevant for our Miami audience.
How interesting. So how did you pick these different performers and company?
Well, I've been gestating this idea of doing an Out in the Tropics performing arts festival with a gay theme for a few years. I ran the Gay Film Festival and started that some years back. My background is filmmaking, but I've been working in the performing arts here for a while. And a number of these groups I'd seen or heard about. Sarah Felder, who is Sunday night, July 11th, who's from San Francisco, who is a solo show where she does multiple characters. I'd seen Sarah perform at a national conference of the National Performance Network, which is kind of an alternative network of the offbeat avant-garde performers. I'd seen her 4 years ago and wanted to bring her. Taylor Mack, who's performing Saturday, July 10th. A friend of mine had seen him up in New York City at the Public Theater. He's an important off-Broadway and off-Broadway performer. Had seen this particular show, which is called The Beast of Taylor Mack, which it's a play on words, beast and best of. And he'd seen him and said, you have to bring him. I know you'll really like him. So he's great in that way. And Teatro El Público, which is July 8th and 9th, they are one of Cuba's most important contemporary theater groups. And actually, Ever Chavez, who runs Fundarte, who is the real presenter with me of this whole production, was a producer back with El Público around 10 years ago before he came to the United States. So he had worked with them, and he said, take a look at this DVD. They are not primarily a gay theater company, but there are gay members of the company. He said, but you'll like this. This could fit with our work. They're doing a cross-gender cast version in Spanish of The Bitter Tears of Petra von Kant, a famous film by Rainer Werner Fassbinder, the German director, which already was like a soap opera, a crazy gothic soap opera about a lesbian love triangle, a toxic lesbian love triangle that Fassbinder, who was a gay man, made. They then trick it up one by having men play the leads in this thing. And
I love it.
And it's done in Spanish with crazy references to Miami and Cuba mixed in. So they're 3 very, very different artists. Taylor does kind of deconstructionist drag. He's not pretending to be a woman, but he does singing and theater, and it's wonderful stuff using drag elements. And Sarah is a more, in some ways, traditional solo theater artist, but she also mixes in circus arts. So she might be talking about coming out while she's juggling knives in front of the audience. So she uses that to comment on her work. So they're very, very different artists, all very accessible, a little bit edgy for Miami.
I like that.
And that's why we're bringing them.
Hey, it's Miami. You can be edgy in Miami. Miami is edgy.
There you go.
Know? Tell us a little bit about the Fundarte. They're the presenting nonprofit partner for this.
Yes, exactly. And if you want to go to their website, we have a specific domain you can go to for Out in the Tropics. It's outinthetropics.fundarte.us, and that's Fundarte, Fundarte. You can find out all the information and see videos from the artists. Fundarte has been around for, I think, 7 years now. It's Ever Chavez's baby. They are a small but growing nonprofit presenter. They've primarily specialized in world music, Latin music from Latin America, the Caribbean, and Spain. I've been working with him, helping him on production and fundraising in general. And I said I had a few ideas of my own, and this is my project I've been wanting to do. So we are collaborating. We bring different strengths and different experiences, and it's great that we're doing a gay and lesbian festival that's also unique to Miami. It's not just bringing in people from outside, but the Cuban group gives a specific flavor.
Yes.
Sarah's piece, June Bride, focuses on her struggle to have a traditional Jewish wedding for her and her female partner and what she goes through with her families and the rabbis. So we've got the Jewish flavor. We've got a Cuban theater group for the first time in the U.S. We've got this incredible bohemian avant-garde drag performer. So a little bit of everything to appeal to Miami's specific brew and mix.
I love it. And you mentioned the website because there are some videos that you can see, which are just spectacular.
We've got videos of all the performers on the website, also on our Facebook page, facebook.com/outinthetropics. And you can also find out more information if you want to speak to us at info@fundarte.us or 305-316-6165. But we have videos, photographs, lots of descriptions on pretty much the Facebook information and our website information overlap. You can see videos on both of them and find out more about the performers. But if you want to buy tickets, you can click through from our sites, but you can also go directly to Ticketmaster, ticketmaster.com. You can also buy them directly at the Colony Theater box office at 1040 Lincoln Road. Most people know where that is, at Lincoln and Lenox on Miami Beach. That's only during the days, though, Tuesday through Saturday, noon to 5. But the trick with that is there's no service charges if you want to go down there during the day in advance. Tickets will hopefully sell in advance, but we'll also hopefully have tickets at the door.
And tell us a little bit about the opening kickoff reception.
Okay, excellent. So the shows run from Thursday through Sunday, July 8th through 11th, but July 7th, Wednesday night, we have a kickoff event at the Shore Club Hotel, which is 1901 Collins Avenue, a really glamorous hotel in Miami Beach. At 7 o'clock, we have a panel discussion called Queer Culture, Global Culture, which will include all the performing artists in the festival, including Carlos Diaz, who's from El Público with translation for him, plus Beverly McClellan, who's a local out lesbian singer-songwriter, or kind of Melissa Etheridge-style singer-songwriter, plus myself moderating it. And we're going to talk about what does it mean to do the kind of performance work that you do. Do you identify your work as gay work? Is it work with a gay theme? What does it mean to do that kind of work in Cuba, in San Francisco, in Miami, New York? From an international perspective. And then at 8 o'clock, we have a reception with all the artists present that's open, completely free to the general public. You don't have to RSVP. Show up. We'll have complimentary food. We're going to have one free drink per person plus a cash bar, and then live music from Beverly McClellan. It's a great way to discuss more in depth the issues that the artists raise and talk about their work and ask them questions to kick off the festival, and it's completely free. In addition, we have a couple of other satellite things going on. There's going to be master classes for free for student artists who are students or working artists here with Sarah Felder and Taylor Mack on Friday morning from 10 in the morning till 1 p.m. at the studios of Miami Contemporary Dance Company at 5101 Collins Avenue, Miami Beach. You can just show up, or you can go to our website or Facebook and RSVP and see more information. Those are workshops where you'll be learning how to juggle knives and tell your life story with Sarah Felder, or find the inner drag queen within to dress up yourself. And also Sarah's going to be doing a workshop for gay youth on Thursday night at Pride Line's youth services that they're organizing for GLBT youth. So plus there's receptions and parties and things that go on. The idea is to make it a real festival, and both that you can go and enjoy, just sit back, but also interact with the artists, with the audience, hang out, talk, challenge yourself, and get challenged.
You know, it's an interesting time in our country because, of course, everybody is talking about gay marriage and repealing Don't Ask, Don't Tell and that sort of thing. I'm sure maybe in some of these pieces, some of that is talked about, or...
Well, Sarah's piece, June Bride, which is on Sunday night at 7 o'clock, is exactly about gay marriage. It takes her from what she says, her awkward first meeting with her girlfriend, her soon-to-be girlfriend, to her efforts to find a rabbi who will marry them, even though it's married in quotes because it wasn't legal back then, to get her parents and her family on board. There's scenes where she's inviting her aunt and talking on the phone and standing on a balance beam, balancing her life. She uses the circus stuff. So that's very relevant. I know that Taylor has a lot of political and social commentary. I know he has a song all about Lynn Cheney, which is very interesting, which I won't sing for you now, but if you go onto any of our websites, you can watch a little music video he made from that song. So he does do commentary. Teatro Público's piece is more subtle in that kind of way, but obviously it is definitely addressing gender and cultural issues, and to produce that kind of show in the context of the Cuban culture, which is so different in a different place than we are, is obviously more groundbreaking.
Robert Rosenberg, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come out here and join us in the studio. So thanks for coming on South Florida Arts Beat.
Thank you.